The negotiation plugin has a fully fledged API backend that allows us to create, delete, and update negotiations. We can create, delete, and update requests and offers, and take actions on a negotiation such as accept, verify, agree, finalize, or terminate. To ensure this backend is compliant with the Upcast vocabulary, we use specific object types: Cast contract object, negotiation object, policy object, resource description object. The negotiation interface has two different types of screens for the data provider and the data consumer. Let's first log in as a consumer. On the right-hand side, you see the consumer interface. On the left-hand side, we logged in to see two different data provider users. On the consumer side, you can see the available offers for datasets. Consumer selects a data offer and initiate negotiation. We first see the resource description screen to set price, or other properties. We have the data processing workflow, depicting the Upcast data processing workflow that the consumer wants to run. We have the privacy policy editor that is integrating the Upcast privacy plugin. Consumer may change the policy preferences, actions, purposes, actors, targets for each rule, and add additional constraints like a property is greater than 10. Consumer sees a natural language part of the contract, which is free text. And consumer can also set some negotiation preferences. The consumer can save the request as a draft and open it again and make changes. Then when the consumer decides to request the dataset, I click Send as the consumer. As soon as the consumer sends the request, the data provider sees it on the negotiations list. The consumer may request multiple datasets, which may belong to another data provider. When the second negotiation request is sent, then the second data provider sees that. As the first data provider, I check the request and see that price is requested as 14. I decide to make another offer. As soon as the offer is made, consumer sees the offer on the screen. As the second provider, I choose to agree on the requested one. After it's agreed, contract is ready for signature. But in the first one we are still not done yet, so the consumer requests with another price. Send it again. The provider sees the request again, open it and check if it is okay. As soon as a data provider agrees, the data consumer sees a signature button to verify. When the data consumer signs the negotiation contract, then it appears that the data provider also has an option enabled to sign it. In order to finalize it, then data provider signs the contract. The provider may click on Terminate and the other negotiation contract is terminated.